Watch and burn.
Hey everybody. So tonight I am wondering, again, the thumbnail led you here. You know what I'm wondering. I wonder what Penelope Spheeris' second decline of Western civilization, part 2, the Metal Years. I wonder what that would have been like had she stuck with punk. Because I always felt like the Metal Years, I mean, although it was honest, and I know that she was genuinely into the hair metal thing, and she loved bands like Poison and Kiss and shit, which I totally respect, but I always felt like, seeing as how this sort of felt like, you know, so completely out of place, considering that this was sandwiched between two of the best punk documentaries ever made, especially considering it's before, which is like quite possibly the best punk rock documentary ever made, which is The Decline Part 3. And so for it to deviate so seriously from, like, it starts off with Black Flag and the Circle Jerks and like Alice Bag and like Catholic Discipline. And then a bunch of years later, the sequel is released of sorts, and it's all metal. And if you were looking for more Black Flag, to see maybe the second one, maybe she could have caught up with Black Flag through their metal years. Like once Rollins joined the band, and the band decidedly became way more heavy metal, she could have discussed that aspect of what was going on with punk rock. I think that might have, Jesus Christ, of course, it never fails. Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, she could have touched on what Black Flag got up to after Reyes had come and gone. She could have touched base with the band again. What else could she have done? Wrote a bunch of stuff down that I thought could have been really fun. She also could have caught up with Danzig, because the second decline, I kept the idea of this video is based around the framework of when the second decline was filmed and released. It was filmed between 87 and 88, and it came out in 88. So I'm attempting to sort of tailor this video to that period. And yeah, I mean, she could have talked to Danzig. Danzig was just signing to Rubens American at that point, with his first record, Danzig, and she could have talked to him about what he got up to with Samhain, or Samhain for the people who know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I know most people say Samhain, I know it's Samhain. I like saying Samhain. She could have talked to him about the Misfits. I mean, Bad Religion released Suffer in 88. And then she could have also touched on the whole skateboard craze by way of videos like Wheels of Fire from Santa Cruz, which had Black Flag on the soundtrack, or the Search for Animal Chin from Powell Peralta, or the Public Domain from Peralta. These are like three really big, or, well, Animal Chin is definitely the biggest, but three of the skate videos that I remember watching when I was a kid were these three here. It was Wheels of Fire, it was the Search for Animal Chin, and it was Public Domain. So she could have, again, incorporated the whole skate punk aspect into it too. That would have been a lot of fun as well. Because again, I just feel like talking to the assholes in Kiss and fucking, you know, Dave Mustaine and Megadeth and all that. Jesus Christ, really? Like, don't do that. Like, I mean, I know I really hate Dave Mustaine. It's kind of a personal thing. So whenever I see him popping up anywhere, I'm like, why is anybody giving this guy the time of day? I know he can play the fuck out of the guitar, and he played the guitar way more jazzy than anything Metallica ever did. But see, again, with Mustaine, it's not done out of love. He did it to show everybody that he was a better guitarist than Kirk Hammett. Yeah, well, Hammett can do this. Yeah, well, look what I can do. I can shred 5 times as fast. He didn't do it from a place of love. He didn't start Megadeth because he wanted to just start a metal band. No, he did it to rival Metallica. You know, everything Mustaine did, no wonder everything he did kind of came out cockeyed, because it's always seemed like it was motivated out of some backwards need for revenge for getting booted from Metallica back in like 82. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like had she stuck with the punk thing, and especially with what happened with the skateboarding craze in the mid to late 80s, I think that would have made the movie so much cooler. Or at least for those of us that are living and dying for the whole punk rock thing. Those people out there that love the second decline because of the focus on metal, I'm not looking to bash the movie. I just feel that it's kind of out of place, you know? And I think it would have been better had she focused more on like the punk thing. I mean, she could have talked, the Dead Kennedys just broke up a couple of years prior. She could have touched base with them. TSOL was still going. TSOL were in their like arena rock phase because Jack and, oh my God, Emery, the guitar player, I can't remember his first name. They lost the rights to the band. So that could have been touched on too, you know? But look, this video ran way too long, so I am getting out of here. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for now, a little over 5 minutes, while I discussed what the decline of Western civilization part 2, what it would have been like had it strayed from the original format of going for metal and focused a little bit more on punk, like the first and third installments did. You guys are amazing. I'm getting out of here. Have a good night.